the Saint Albans City School today to explore how technology can be used to improve learning. As you know, technology is transforming the world of work, and it has dramatic implications for how we think about school. Many of the things that used to be done by people are increasingly done by technology. And the challenge for schools is to figure out how to teach children to do the things that technology can't do. This includes reasoning from evidence, learning how to think creatively and communicate persuasively. We're here at the Saint Albans City School today to look at how this is being tackled in the context of a real school. We invite you in today to look at how teachers are learning to work with technology to improve learning and to teach children not to master a set of facts, but how to become lifelong learners so that when they leave this school, they can enter the world of work in a world where 60% of the jobs that they will have in the future have not yet been created. Our challenge today is to teach students how to learn, and that's what people are doing here at the Saint Albans City School.
Okay, let's, I know some of you might be still working, but if you can just X out and you can pick up the Zoom quiz later today or at home whenever you get a chance to. All right. So what are we going to do right now? When I look at math, we always look at kids that are, I guess, just lacking some basic math skills. So a few years ago we got on to using some online tools for math. Right now we're into using Khan Academy, Manga High, Buzz Math, which is all really the old. I want to say not like an old-fashioned worksheet, but it essentially is a pool of math problems aligned to the Common Core, aligned to just about any skill that you can imagine, where I can put a kid on it and you can go at their own level, ability level. So if I get a 7th grader that is coming to me with 3rd or 4th grade skills, I can get them on to Khan Academy or Manga High at the appropriate level. And it gives them the ability to practice that skill. I am a coach or an advisor on whatever program. They have a different term, but I'm able to view their progress, what they're having trouble with, what they're having success with a quick look at their profile. I can get a sense of what that kid might need for extra curriculum interventions or just some more time to practice a certain skills. Any tool we've been using, it gives me a good sense of where they're at, but then they also are able to modify where they're going.
So it's just multiplying by itself
instead of it being 2 to the power of X or Y, it was flipped.
So like something.
Well, it could actually go either way. Well, that was a different type of.
Technology is definitely progressing, and so our ability to be learning this, like while we're in elementary school and middle school, will be definitely better in the future knowing how to use this.
And I feel that our future, a lot of the jobs that are involving a lot of technology aren't going to be around when we are. So I feel that our school especially is planning better for the future. For school, I use Power School, which is a generally used thing. It's used up at BFA as well. That just shows, it documents all your grades, your grade point average, all that stuff.
And so your parents have access to that as well?
Yes, yep. It's access through your parents. You can get an email if your grades go down or up. Yep. That's accessible from home. We look at it before class every single day. You can tell if you're incomplete, and all that stuff. I use Google Documents in my other classes so I don't have to write everything out. And through Google Documents, you can hand things into your teachers, and they can read them right on and comment right online. So it's saving paper and it's saving time.
I'm actually learning French on Middlebury. So I'm learning a whole new language. If I wanted to, right now I'm just using it to get some prior knowledge. But there are some students that are learning, and they are going to be sent straight into French 2 next year.
I'm doing Spanish. I'm doing Spanish 1, and
this is through Middlebury Interactive Learning, Interactive Languages.
Yeah, yes, and I'm doing it. I'm going into Spanish 2 in high school, which may be a transition, but I can always adjust accordingly. Yep. But I feel that it's giving me all the necessary things that I need, and having an older sister up at high school, I'm even with her because she's doing the same thing as well. So I feel like that's beneficial to already have that prior knowledge.
Yep. So you're using these tools independently on your own, the Middlebury Interactive Languages?
Yeah, we have 30 minutes every morning to do it, and then all the rest is at home. Yep. You do about 1 or 2 assignments every single night, so it's not too much.
month and a half that we've been working on these projects, and we're going to submit these today. So what I'd like to see and make sure, which I can see that you all are, you're in your groups that you worked in for eCyber Mission, and I want you to take one last look. Collaborate together for 5 minutes. Take one last look at this. Make sure everything is perfect. And then,
my name is Brian Clark, and I'm a teacher here at Saint Albans City School. I have been, this is my 7th year. And I teach literacy to 4, 5, and 6, as well as science and social studies. I happened to graduate here in 1998, I think. My grandmother was a teacher here as well, and so I got to practice through her. I got to go in her classroom when I went through college, and right out of college I got my job here, so it's kind of nice to help the kids that. And another fun fact, one of my teammates was my teacher, so it's kind of nice to do that. I teach everything through Google, and everything is accessed online. And when I first started this, I wasn't a Google teacher. I might have used Word or OpenOffice or something like that. But one of the issues I had was kids and their work, and they were always losing their work. So for me, this is great because it's always there with them. They can go home. I have a lot of kids who don't finish their work here, and they go home and work on it.
He's been my writing teacher for the last 3 years, and we've used technology through all of those 3 years a lot. It's really helped me through my studies because if I ever have like a question about homework or anything at home, I can just email him because at school we got taught about how to use all of that technology. Some of the tools I use to communicate with him are like Gmail, and sometimes if on Google Docs, if you are on the same writing piece at the same time, you can chat with a person. So sometimes, say I'm doing writing homework, I can ask Mr. Clark what I need to do on my writing piece or something like that.
So today the kids, we've been working on eCyber Mission, which is a program sponsored by the Army. And it's all about making the environment better and doing this through the scientific method or the engineering design method. And so kids they gave us subcategories, and they got to choose a category of interest to them. And all of them are around making things better. And so what you're going to see today is the culmination of this, and we're going to turn in our projects to the Cyber Mission.
Well, our project, we are trying to reduce the amount of plastic bags getting thrown away. There's 1 trillion getting thrown away each year worldwide, and then 3 billion getting thrown away throughout the U.S. We are using our technology by searching the sites, and we have to check 3 sites to know it's like actual fact. And then we can't plagiarize, we have to put it into our own words. Then we have to cite the website by going on to easybib.com.
We have a project on Taylor Park, which is a local park here, and littering, and how they can, the placement of the garbage cans and how that might affect more litter versus less litter. I have a group of students who, they were also sick of seeing things in the landfill like soda cans.
Aluminum cans that are in our landfill.
Which is over 45 million a year.
And we're going to be making a can out of plastic to, it'll like take a fraction out of the time that it takes to
for an aluminum can to biodegrade, which takes 150 to 200 years.
Yeah. So we're going to try to make a can that can decrease that.
A lot of nerves, I can feel it. 3, 2, 1, submit.
Okay.
Nice job.
So we use them on a daily basis. There's not a day that goes by where we don't use the iPads, which is wonderful. And we use them in reading, writing, and math. We try to use them as much as possible because we find that their engagement and their excitement about whatever the topic is that we're doing increases exponentially. Because, I mean, who doesn't want to go on an iPad for an hour? And it's kind of, I don't want to say tricking them into learning, but it kind of is.
Press that.
You press this, then you open it, then you go like this.
And then you wait for it until it makes a noise. And that's the noise. Then you press this, and then you can go on somebody's blog.
Whose blog is that?
Mine.
Yeah. What kinds of things do you post on your blog?
Art projects and all kinds of things.
Can you tell me a little bit about some of the projects you worked on?
A monster, a drawing, a science folder.
So we started blogging this year with the first graders, and we have quite a few students, a couple in particular, one of them, Brooke, who she loves her blog. She wants to put everything up there. And so I'm finding with some of those students that need that little extra push, it's making the quality of their work increase because they know that they want to put it up on their blog for lots of other people to see. So they're proud of it and they don't want to kind of rush through things. And so they take their time and they're excited to put it up on their blog.
Yep. And Rebecca, it was great to have you come today for this visit. And I know that you were doing some tours around. What were some things maybe that you saw that kind of stuck in your mind about ways they were using technology?
I really was so glad to have this opportunity to see what it looks like when schools really do try to work to use technology to improve learning. And I just wanted to share a couple thoughts that were expressed by an 8th grade student named Jared, who really talked about how when he uses educational technology, it's changed what they're learning. What they're learning is how to learn. And what they're able to do is collaborate and communicate, not just with the person next to them, but the person across the room or the person in the other classroom, or gather information from around the world. So really the kind of work they're doing has changed, and it's really about applying it to real world solutions and problems like the challenge here. We have a challenging problem that doesn't have an easy solution. They're working with others, gathering information, reasoning from evidence, and trying to figure out how to come up with good solutions. And it was just really impressive to see the work people were doing.
It's great. I think one of the pieces here at the school is just seeing how they're using the technology to really support the learning, and it's not about the technology. So
as one of the students said, what we're really learning is how to learn.
Yeah.